everyone, and welcome to the Back to Blighty podcast. My name is Becky and I'm joining you from the south coast of the UK, where I live with my partner, although he is currently winging his way to Atlanta on a work trip, our son Jack, and also our two new rescue house rabbits. It has been quite some time since I last spoke to you, and then I think it was Vlogmas actually the last time I was here. So it's been a long time since I spoke to you, so welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I'm sorry it's been a while, and I will update you on all that in a moment. And welcome if you're a new viewer. This is where I talk about all the yarny goodness. So yes, Lenny and Myrtle are our two new house rabbits. Unfortunately, some of you may know that Harvey passed away at the beginning of March. He had become poorly so often, we think that there was an underlying cause, and it was taking him longer and longer to recover. And the last couple of times it happened, it was really scary, and we just couldn't keep putting him through the medication and the care that he required because it was very stressful. And rabbits being prey animals, it's not good for them to be in stressful situations. So unfortunately, we spoke to the vet and it was in his best interest to kind of let him go, which was devastating. And, I miss him terribly. However, a few weeks later, we heard about two mini lot rabbits that were needing a home. We decided to open our doors because we had all the stuff, and we missed having, little feet around the place. So we've got a pair of bonded rabbits. Myrtle is the ginger one that you will have seen at the beginning, hopefully, of this podcast. And she is 3 years old. And Lenny is the white one and he is 4 years old. And they are adorable. Myrtle rules the roost. She's the confident one, and she has lots of binkies in the garden, and she's much more outgoing. Lenny, so laid back. We think he's probably lost part of his sight. We know that he's definitely deaf, and we knew that when we took him on, but we think he can't actually see very much either. But he's just so chilled out. He's really funny, and he likes to lay completely on his back when he's having his nap. So if you do hear some little noises in the background, it will be them, although it is their nap time. So hopefully they will give me some peace for a little bit. So that was the first thing that happened. And then after that, I kind of lost my crafting mojo for a little bit, for probably another couple of months. And I fully intended to come back and film something. However, I became quite poorly, and I went down with Bell's palsy. And so if I do slur a little bit, or if my face looks slightly off, it's because, I've had Bell's palsy. I still have Bell's palsy. I'm about 90% recovered now in my face. So for those of you that don't know, Bell's palsy is a facial paralysis that often happens on one side of the face. I had it on this side, and it's often caused by a virus, the cold sore virus or shingles virus, chickenpox virus. So anyway, I had a CT scan just to rule out that I hadn't had a stroke or there was anything else going on. And I've had a follow-up appointment with ENT, and they have now referred me to neurology because some of my symptoms weren't the norm. So I'm being referred. However, I am recovering. I do get very tired, and if I talk for too long, I do start slurring a little bit, so I apologise for that. And you might notice that, when I smile, this side doesn't work quite as well as the other side. I couldn't blink my eye, but I can do that now. I couldn't talk very well. Eating was difficult, and it really affects your sense of self as well as dealing with the virus. So I had the steroids, had the antivirals, did all that, and then after that was when I got a lot of nerve pain where the nerves are regrowing and reconnecting, and that was pretty horrible. But I have since been just on the up really, and I have had my crafting to keep me company and yeah, while away my time. Initially in the beginning I couldn't, so there's one vest that I'm going to show you that I knit the back twice, because the first time I didn't read the instructions and was just happy knitting away, and I had to rip back the whole back, which didn't bother me, but there were a few things like that happened, which I will tell you about as we go through. So yeah, so basically I had a bit of a clear out of some whips. I think I did talk about that in December's podcast. So I think what I'm going to do is just start from scratch again, tell you what I finished, tell you what my works in progress are. I have for you today some knitting, crochet and some weaving, a few plans that I've got, and anything else that I fancy along the way. So grab a cup of tea or a beverage of your choice and we'll get into it. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through a few things. There were some socks, I'm just reading my notes here, there were some socks that I finished. I finished my Magic Toadstool socks, I finished 2 pairs of Christmas socks, and yeah, a few things in between. I also made my dad a crochet octopus. I might have a picture of that. If I have, I will pop that in for you to have a look at. But there are a few bits that I did, and I've either passed on or they've been in my drawer now for a while and kind of forgotten about them. But the things that I've recently finished, one that I did finish in the new year, which I absolutely love, was my hot water bottle cover. So do you remember I shamed myself in my last podcast episode and showed you my ratty old hot water bottle cover? Well, I have finished a new one, and this yarn here is Drops Flora, I want to say. Yep, Drops Flora in the brown, so it's number 8, and also in Herkle Durkle, which was a Lay Family yarn collaboration with the lovely Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land, and also Gaynor Jane. And this is her Herkle Durkle, so I held them double. So the Herkle Durkle is the pink, and then obviously you've got the brown. Now this pattern, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pronounce it properly. This pattern is the Pochie, I don't know, but it's the hot water bottle cover for by Kate Davies, who is probably one of my favourite designers. Now I changed the pattern a little bit. In the pattern, this bit is actually folded over and there's a button band. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to have a ribbed top that I could squeeze my hot water bottle in, and then I folded over the cuff. But it's really lovely, it's really warm. In fact, in some ways it's a little bit too insulating because it doesn't get really hot to the touch, which in some ways is really good. But trust me, when I had nerve pain in my face and in my ear, I kind of wanted it to be hotter, and it wouldn't, but it does insulate it so it keeps it warm for a long time. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Love it. I've still got loads of both yarns left. I bought 2 extra balls because I was holding them double of the brown. I didn't need them. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, and the design is on both sides. So yeah, very happy with that one. Okay, the next one I've got to show you is this sort of slipover. It's kind of got a drop shoulder, so it comes down a bit lower. I will put some footage of me wearing it in. But this is the Heisu Sweater by Vera Valimaki, and it was an absolute delight. I knit it in Drops Daisy in the white colourway, I think it was. I've got one here, I think, somewhere. Have I got one here? Yes, I have. So yeah, Drops Daisy Unicolor. It's just in colour 1. So that's what I knit it in. It's really soft. It's just 100% extra fine merino. And yeah, so this was an absolute treat to knit. So you start with the back and then you pick up along the shoulders, and it gives you this lovely kind of almost like a braid down the back, which I really love. I know quite a few designers are doing that recently, and it's also got this lovely all over texture pattern. I really love it. Ooh, that blew the camera out. Really love it. It's just very simple. You knit to under the arms and then you join in the round. I did a tubular bind off on all the edges, which takes a while, and I hate doing it, but I love the result, so it's very much worth it. I didn't do quite as many rows on the neckline because I didn't want it to come up too high. I wanted it to be like a summer going into autumn and winter, but something that I could just throw on and it's not too wintry. So over a dress, it's going to look really lovely, and it sort of comes down to sort of just below my hips, I guess. So yeah, really pleased with this. Hoping you can see it, because obviously it's white and it's not the easiest thing for you to see on camera, but I will put some B-roll of me wearing it here, so you can have a bit of a closer look at what it looks like on. But the pattern was a joy. It really was. I knit the size 3. It was a really easy pattern, beautifully written, and I would definitely knit one of Vera's patterns again. Yeah, love it. Drops Daisy is a really affordable yarn. It's really soft. It's really drapey. You can see the drape. It's really lovely. But yeah, I do love that back shoulder detail. Yeah, really pleased with that one. Okay. My next work in progress is something a bit different for me. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, so it must have been delirious at the time. So this was the one that I knit the back of twice because I got it completely wrong. And this is the Seven Sisters vest. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Seven Sisters are a group of cliffs that are on the South Downs, literally about 15 minutes from where I live. When we were children, we used to walk over them, so you can walk from Seaford to Eastbourne by going over the cliffs. And I saw this vest and I was just like, that's my home. This is where I live, you know, in Sussex. So it's quite a famous picture. It's only actually got 3 of the cliffs on there. There are 7 of them, but that is the view from the barn. So there's, we always called it the barn. It was at the top of this hill, and these were like the Coast Guard cottages. So yeah, so I made this vest and I love it. This was made out of Drops Air. I've used Drops Air before. I made my Annalie cardigan out of it, and it's my most worn thing that I wear, or it was until it got a hole in it a little while ago, and it's now gone. It died, but I have got some more to make another cardigan. But yeah, it was my most worn, I think, because it's so light. It was just really easy to throw on. So this is my Seven Sisters vest. It is a pattern by Megan Faith Makes. I knit the size small. And what did I do? I know that the ribbing at the top, so it's a very 80s style. It's just got a rolled hem, you know, it's just unfinished. It's unfinished here. Obviously, it's done in 2 pieces, and then you mattress stitch down the sides, and it's a 3 needle bind off on the shoulders. When it came to doing the rib at the neck, I think it asked for a 7mm needle, and I didn't have one, so I just used a 6.5. So I did pick up just a few extra stitches each side, so that it kind of adjusted itself. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I love it. Yeah, it's just plain on the back. This is the back that I knit twice. But yeah, I really love it. I love the kind of homemade look of it, I think, more than anything else. So yeah, I will put again some footage of me wearing it. It's not very well me saying this. I've actually got to take the footage, but I will go in the garden and take some footage. In fact, we've had a heat wave recently and it's cooled down a lot, so today would be a very good day to go and do that. So yeah, so that's my second finished object. What else have I got to show you? A couple of days ago I finished a pair of shorty socks for my dad. I knit him a pair of just normal ankle socks. Is that what they're called when they're longer up here? Anyway, I knit him a pair before. He loves this yarn. This is Kingfisher West Yorkshire Spinners. I just did 64 stitches, 2.5mm needles, afterthought heel, wedge toe, and yeah, I just wanted to use up the yarn. So Kingfisher in their signature 4-ply, one of their prints, and the white is Marshmallow. I don't know what number that is. Did I write it down? No, I don't think I did. Yes, I did, number 11 in Marshmallow. So they can now go off to Dad. And that's got rid of another bit of yarn in my stash. So I noticed that there's a few bits and bobs that I just want to get rid of. So yeah, I had half a ball of that. So getting rid of that other half a ball just makes me feel like I'm kind of clearing things out, which is a really nice feeling. Okay, the other thing that I finished over Christmas was or over the New Year, I did a weave. And I just, again, got some bits out of my stash, put them together, put them on my rigid heddle loom, and made this scarf. Now, I haven't sewn the ends in, as you can probably see. But yeah, I'll show you a close-up of the weave. It's got some stellina in there as well. I'm hoping that's focusing. It's not blowing out too much. Yeah, the colour's a little bit odd. The sun's coming out outside now, so it's playing with the colours a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's not really my colours either, so it's probably going to end up being some sort of Christmas present or something. I should just put it in the gift pile. So yeah, but it is really pretty. But yeah, I don't really wear anything those colours. And then I just put a bit of a fringe on it. I don't know what I did. I know that I used fingering weight yarns. I can't remember how many ends I did. Yeah, don't know. I just made it up as I went along, I think, and just kept repeating it. I obviously counted how many picks I did. But yeah, other than that, I can't remember. It was too long ago. It's what, 7 months ago. So yeah, so that's that one as well. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been doing a bit more weaving. This is my current weave, and I've done half of it. So this is, just make sure I've got the right side. I think that's the right side. This is going to be some curtains. So they're quite long and they're very flimsy. It's cotton linen, and I don't know if you can see there. I've used some pickup sticks. Is that what they're called? Pickup sticks. That's the game, isn't it? You see, this is the trouble. My brain isn't firing properly at the moment. Sorry. I'm just trying to think of what that's called. Got bits of cotton all over it. It's a pickup stick. Yeah. Anyway, so basically you do 4 passes, and on one of them you tilt a stick, so you're changing the weave, changing the warp threads. But yeah, and that's the kind of design you get. So my bathroom is browns and whites, or browns and creams, and yeah, I think these are going to go each side of the window and just hang down and drape nicely. That's the plan. We'll see. If not, they'll just turn into, I don't know, drying up cloths or something like that. But that's the plan. So I've done one, and this pattern really opens out once you've blocked it. Just show you again. It's really lovely. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So I've got one more to do. I think I'm about halfway through the other one, but yeah, haven't done anything for a while. Mind you, I've seen a massive float there that needs sorting out. This is the trouble with weaving. Sometimes if your yarns don't open enough into the shed, you get, oh, where is it? You see that float there. So what I shall do is I shall go back and just stitch that in. But yeah, that's like not been caught. Anyway. Yeah, so enjoying that, but yeah, it's been a while since I've done it. I'll have to look at my instructions and see what I was doing before, but yeah, I am enjoying that, and it'll be nice when they're done as well. Yeah, we don't really have curtains as such in the bathroom, but they just kind of frame the window and make it look a bit nicer and soften the edges of the window. Anyway, okay, shall we get on to whips? I'm just going to have a little shift about, a slurp of my tea, and yeah, we'll get on with whips. Okay, let's start at the beginning. I think I did show this, in fact I'm sure I showed this in my last podcast. So this is my Norma Sweater, and this is a pattern by My Favourite Things knitwear, and I had made a good start on this the last time I spoke to you. I haven't done a lot on it since because it's been so hot. It's just not the time of year to be working with mohair. I'm just going to untangle myself a bit, but I am loving it, and I will pick it up as it gets cooler because I just want to wear it in the autumn. So this is as far as we have got. So I've now finished the body. So yeah, the rib takes ages on this, but I finished the body and I have started on a sleeve. I am going to make the cuffs a bit shorter. I will pop a picture of the pattern on the screen. I'm going to make the sleeves a bit shorter purely because they're not practical. You know, I dunk my sleeves in everything. So yeah, I'd be dunking them in my dinner, dunking them in other people's food. It's just best not to have sleeves that length. But I am absolutely going to love it. It's so soft, so drapey, and yeah, it comes down to, well, let me stand up. It's going to come down to kind of here. So that's my hips here. So I think it's going to be the perfect length, and yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing that, but not this time of year. Do you know what? It's actually making me hot just touching it. I am using Issei yarn. If you go onto my last podcast, you can see all the yarns there. And also I am trying to update my Ravelry. So yeah, I will make sure that I do update that. So yeah, all the information's there for you. That is living in my Hide and Hammer bag, which I love. And yeah, so that's going to be put away. So you might not see that for a few more months yet. Right, the other thing that I was working on before was my Noxagons cowl. Again, I haven't done very much of that, and I'm not going to because I don't need a cowl at the moment. So I'm going to leave this until, yeah, the autumn. But this is as far as we've got. So this is a pattern by Claire Hutchinson. I used Woolly Knit Skidornep, which is this lovely cone. I'm going to get some more of this because this is just fantastic. It's from Woolly Knit. It's British wool. It blooms so nicely. In fact, I'm going to show you something else that I've made out of it that has been blocked because it blooms so beautifully. And I just love the colour. I kind of just want a jumper that colour, maybe a cable jumper or something. So yes, I want to get some more of that. I've already knit one jumper out of it. I've knit half a cowl out of it. So yeah, I'll get some more. Anyway, digressing. So I am using my advents from not last year, year before. So these are lots of minis from We County Yarns. They're all in there. You can see them there. So these are their mini balls. If you go onto We County Yarns, you can find these little mini balls. You can get kind of gradient ones, and yeah, I got an advent, and I did make an advent cowl with them when I got them, because if you get an advent from We County Yarns, you also get a mystery pattern to do throughout Christmas and the days in December. And I had all these left, so I wanted to use them up. So yeah, knitting the Noxagons cowl, and I absolutely love how these colours are working. Obviously when it's blocked it won't ripple like that, it will stretch out more like this, but you get the idea of what colours we're on. So at the moment I'm going back into the greens. So yes, I'm literally starting from here again, and I shall just repeat them. But yeah, I am loving it. It is going to be really, really lovely. My coat is this sort of tealy blue, maybe a bit darker. So I think it's just going to go really nicely. And maybe I could do a hat and some mittens in colour work. Well, maybe the hat. I'd like to do a beret. Maybe do the beret in this skidoo nep. Maybe some mohair. And then do some colour work on some mitts. Anyway, not until a few months down the line. So yeah, so that's still on the go, but that's going to also go for a bit of a nap. Oh, drop my ball. And I will pick that up again in the autumn. Okay, right. Let's get on to what I'm doing right at the moment. Okay, next up I have my granny wrap. So this is a crochet project that I cast on, or hooked on, I don't know what you say in crochet, I cast on when I went to the Lay Family Yarn Woolly Retreat last year. Was that October? I want to say October. In the autumn anyway. And my lovely friend Sarah from Yarn Mugs, she sat and showed me how to start a granny wrap. This is a pattern, it's a free pattern I believe, by Anna Boo's House, and I have made some progress. I've got a progress keeper of where I was before, but yeah, this is how it's looking. So there's my Polyjuice Potion keeper, and I'm down to here. So it's looking great. Just love it. Absolutely love it. I love working on it. This top bit was a magic ball from Ruffles Crochet on Etsy. Yeah, I will link these people I talk about down below if I remember. If I do forget, then just feel free to send me a message. And then I've just put in some minis that I had lying around in stash. Yeah, it's just glorious. I want to make this massive because at the moment it kind of, I mean, it's a good size, but I want to make it, yeah, I want to make it bigger. It needs to be big, it needs to be huge. I know Ali made a big one and it was just amazing. So this is going to be for me in bed or sitting on the sofa with my knitting, looking like a proper granny, because that's the look I'm going for. Yeah, love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, tinking away at that. In fact, there's a couple of colours. This colour here, this greeny colour, I made my dad a pair of DK socks for Christmas out of, and this colour with the fluorescent bits here, I didn't think was going to go. I put it in and I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But once you add another colour, it kind of still goes okay. It's amazing that you can put all these colours together and they sort of just work. I have ordered another magic ball from Ruffles because I just really enjoyed it, but they do normally take a little while to arrive. So yeah, I will look forward to that when it gets here. But yeah, I'm just tinking away with that at the moment. The other thing I've got is my Nature's Walk blanket. I haven't done too much more. I have done a couple more squares. This one's kind of got lovely bobble detail on it. Is that, there we go. So yeah, so I've done those, but I haven't done too much. I showed you the other squares that I've done last time, I think. So yeah, in fact, I think there's been an error on my part because I've got a couple that seem bit smaller. I think I might have picked up the wrong hook. Oh, it's this one. So I did this square. I don't know what one that was, but then when you put it against all the others, it's smaller. I think I might have picked up the wrong hook. Anyway, so I'm still working on that, but not at the moment. I found that with crochet, I have to really focus on it. I'm not a natural crocheter. I only started crocheting really last year. And I've done a few granny squares and things in the past, but yes, this is the first time I've really dabbled. So yeah, and my brain, my focus and concentration isn't good enough to be able to kind of work on that. But I'm getting a little stack, but I think I might have to do that green one again and check the hook I'm using, because yeah, you see in here I've got a 4mm hook and I've got 4.5. I think I picked up the 4.5, so I might actually just take that out, because my granny wrap that lives in the same basket, I'm using 4mm as well. So yeah, so this was my mum's basket. So when she was alive, she liked to knit and sew and all sorts of things as well, and this was her patchwork basket, so I keep it in there. Okay, what's next? Right, my Lulu Slipover. That is in my lovely bag from Eldenwood Crafts. Lovely, lovely Emma. She was very naughty. When we were on the retreat, another friend of ours, Sarah One Daisy, had her project in one of these bags, and I was like, oh my god, that's gorgeous, look, it's got rabbits. Like, who doesn't love a rabbit bag? And one on the back. And I sort of said, oh, please can I order one, and yeah, could you make me one, and I'll send you the money or whatever. Anyway, I think it was during Vlogmas, in the post, there was this big, lovely surprise. So yeah, I was very grateful. So thank you, Emma. If you haven't seen Emma's project bags, they are amazing. And also, she's now dyeing yarn, and I've got a bit to show you of that later on. So okay, so this is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit. I'm knitting the size 3. And I'm using this gorgeous yarn that I bought when I went to stay with some friends down in Wincanton. I can't remember the name of the shop. So Gaynor, if you know, can you let me know? But this is the yarn. It is absolutely beautiful. I kind of want everything in this yarn. It's stunning. Absolutely loved it. This is BC Garn Loch Lomond. It's 100% organic wool. There you go. And this is the colour 10. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really lovely yarn. So yeah, making the Lulu Slipover. And I'm going to love this project. This is how it's looking so far. So I've done the front and the back. And I've done the neckline. And I've done around the arm cyc. I still have to do the plackets on both sides, and also I need to pick up and do the ribbing on this side as well. Now, I had a moment of laziness, so I did the collar. I did a tubular bind off again, which looks just so beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But when I started it and I did the front and the back, I decided to bind off, and I did just standard bind off. I thought, oh, I can't be bothered. I can't be faffed with that. So I did a standard bind off. This is what your standard bind off looks like. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's passable. But then I did the front. I did the collar, and I thought I need to now do them all like that because it's so beautiful. And I think I'd done the arm cyc as well. And yeah, like the neatness of it is just incredible. And I thought, that looks rubbish now in comparison. So I have ripped out the front and done the front in a tubular, but I now need to do the back. So let me show you both of them, because you don't often see them in the same yarn side by side. So the front one is the tubular and the back one is the standard. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. Anyway, the tubular bind off makes me much happier. So yeah, love it, really loved it. It's going to fit really beautifully. Again, I've done the neck a bit lower than the pattern suggests because I want to wear it for work, kind of with the blouse, collar over the top if I want to. But yeah, absolutely love it. Love the yarn. Love this detail again on the back where the shoulder shaping, where you knit the back and then you pick up and then you knit the front. It's just so neat and lovely. You can really see the colours. It's very true to life actually. Yeah. So I saw somebody wearing this at knit night months and months ago, and I was like, I love that. What is it? And she told me, and I was like, right, that's it. That's what I'm going to use that yarn for. So yeah, so I'm loving it. It's really nice. Again, it's going to come down to kind of, there's my hip bone here, so just below. Yeah, it's going to look really good. I'm excited to be wearing that soon. I just need to pick up all those stitches. And it is sort of, yeah, there's only so much 1 by 1 rib you can do. But I mean, the finished product is going to look absolutely beautiful. So I will persevere. I also love the shaping around here, like around the, can you see, around the neck. Yeah, just little details that make it look really profesh, which is good. My face is starting to ache. Okay, let's pop that back in my bag. I used 4, so I've used 4 and I've still got 1 50-gram skein left. So yeah, and I will keep that and use it in some colour work or something at another time. Okay, this was cast on last night. Okay, it's living in my Marauders map bag that I made a long time ago. And I have got this done. Look at that. It's a lot of work, isn't it? So this was last night. I spent about an hour doing this. I did the swatch first. In fact, where is this swatch? I'll just grab that. Okay, here's the swatch. This is Drop Spell. I am well impressed with this. That's actually pretty true to life, that colour. Yeah, this is Drop Spell. I love this blue. I've always suited blue, so yeah, can't go wrong with it. This is a cotton linen blend. Let me just get one of the balls out. 53% cotton, 33% viscose, 14% linen, and it's Drop Spell. This is colour 13. And it's really lovely, and it's very different. The gauge is very different once it's blocked, so I would recommend blocking it. So this is what my gauge is like when I'm knitting it. So it's fairly open. Oh, focus. There we go, fairly open. And then when it's blocked, you can see how it kind of sorts itself out. Lovely, but it's still got a really nice drape to it. And I am making the Tendreil Tee, which is by the Knit Pearl Girl, and I'm doing size C. It's really lovely. It's got really lovely twisted stitches across the shoulder. It reminds me of kind of David Bowie lightning bolts on both shoulders, and it just looks like a really nice fit. And again, I'm thinking kind of going back to work in September, having something that is still suitable for the warmer weather, but can look quite tailored as well as being quite casual as well. You know, you could wear it with shorts or whatever. So yeah, so I've started that last night. I shall crack on with that because my hands love that when it's hot, and it has been really hot. So that's that one. Okay, I have got one more work in progress to show you, and it's a pair of socks. And I'm in love with these shops. with these socks. Here we go, the speech is starting to slur. So, and this is in my little Harry's Tweed project bag. Okay, I'm going to get a sock blocker because I'll show you first and then I'll pop it on the sock blocker, just because I want to see it on a sock blocker, to be honest, because I haven't looked at it on one before. These are the Coral Cove socks by Yarny Designs. Now, I saw a new to me podcaster, Emily Knits. Please go and check Emily out. Her podcasts are just lovely. She's based in Nottingham in the UK, and she does loads of test knitting, and she also made her wedding dress. Absolutely phenomenal knitter and just an all-round lovely person with two very cute dogs. So if you haven't checked out her podcast, I will link her down below. Go and have a look. So I was inspired by her by the Tendreil Tee, because I'm looking at her backlog of podcasts. I think she's been doing it about 18 months now. So she's got quite a back catalogue, and I've been kind of like binging while I was poorly, and I've been inspired. So I was also enabled by Emily to make the Coral Cove socks, because hers were amazing. Look how gorgeous these are. Absolutely stunning. Look, the sun's gone in a bit now and it's changed the light. It's like these dusky pink colours. So I am using the white, which is West Yorkshire Spinners, the marshmallow that I did Dad's Kingfisher socks, and I've been using for heels, toes and cuffs all over the place. So yeah, I wanted to use this up again, trying to get stuff out of stash. And then I got these lovely minis from Lorna Campbell Designs. Oh, I'm not going to be able to hold them. There we go. How lovely are they? Lovely. I have numbered them. Now, they look quite different in the camera, but let me tell you, in the evening, you can't tell the difference between a few of them, so I've had to number them. And yeah, so basically it's a beautiful pattern. It looks much more complicated than it is. It's literally like an 8-row pattern, but you're only actually having to focus on one of those rows. Right, I'm going to put them on the sock blocker. Okay, there we go. Oh yes, oh yes, they look lovely. Okay, and that's where we are with them. So I'm going to do a couple more. So I've got 5 colours. I'm going to do another 2, and then I'm going to do start the heel. But yeah, absolutely love them. I started these yesterday and they were just so addictive. So yeah, gorgeous. So I'm really loving them. So they are not going to take me very long at all. They make a really squidgy fabric. Yeah, and then the minis I can put into my blanket. You see, there's method in my madness. Okay, right. I'm going to have a little change around of a few things and I will come back in a minute. Okay, I've turned the exposure up just a little bit, so hopefully that's helping. But yeah, the sun's gone in. I'm wondering whether we're going to have a shower in a minute. Okay, so things on my list of things to do. So the first thing is I need to sort out my toaster. I love this. This is probably one of my favourite garments at the moment that I have. This is the Toaster Tee. It's made out of the skidoo net and held double with these lovely mini skeins that were from John Arbon, Down the Allotment they were called, and they're gorgeous. Absolutely love them. Loved working with them. I've still got some because I was bought another set for Christmas. However, I am constantly, when I wear this, I'm constantly tugging on the sleeves because they're a little bit short. They kind of come to bracelet length and I don't like it. So I am going to rip back the rib and I'm going to add another 2 stripes and then, yeah, that I'm going to get done. So I'm on a yellow, so I'm probably going to go back to maybe the dark brown. See what I've got. I've got quite a few in my little bag. So keep them all in here. So this is another set that I now have, but yeah, I've got all these little, oh yeah, look, the brown in there. There's quite a few, there's an orange in there. So yeah, so I'm going to add a couple of stripes to each sleeve and then I will be it will be my perfect jumper. So I'm going to get on with that, because yeah, I love this. I realise actually I haven't taken a picture of it and put it on Ravelry, so maybe I'll do the stripes and then I'll upload it and with all the details. But yeah, love this sweater. So that's the first thing. I've made a few purchases. Actually I haven't. I've made 2 purchases. Yeah, let's not include the drop spell that I bought and the drops air that I bought for the Seven Sisters vest. I also bought some more drops air. So this is colour 24. Absolutely gorgeous pink. And I need to replace my Annalie cardigan that died, as I said. It got a hole in it. I'd had it for quite some time. It had been worn to death. And I want to make another cardigan, and I'm thinking of maybe doing the Traveller's Cardigan by Ozetta. I shall pop a picture in here. Have any of you tried that pattern? It just looks like a really nice one. I could make another Annalie, but the way that it was made, it did fall off my shoulders slightly, so I'm thinking that the Traveller's Cardigan might sit better on my frame. So yeah, so I've got 5 balls of that to make a pink one this time. I also have, I don't know what happened. So again, obviously I wasn't very well and my brain was a little bit foggy a few weeks ago. And when I bought the drops air for the Seven Sisters vest, I think I overestimated, which kind of tickles me. So I have got all these lovely colours, and I think I'm just going to put them all together and make like a big oversized stripy kind of affair, because yeah, I've got all these colours to use. I mean, I've got 3. I've got 3 of these. I mean, some of them have been used a bit, but I've got 3 of those. I mean, yeah, so I think I'm just going to make like a striped pullover, just for kind of snuggling on the sofa and, you know, over winter. So I shall keep hold of all that. I shall use it in something, and if I have to buy a couple of balls to make it go, you know, the yardage, then that's what I'll do. So yeah, so that was a little bit of an error, but you know, it's not a bad one, is it? Sorry about that. My battery was exhausted. It was so tired of me, clearly. I didn't realise I'd been talking for that long, but I was about to show you my lovely yarn that was gifted to me by Emma of Eldenwood Crafts. So as well as making these amazing project bags, she also dyes yarn. And this is the Wigget colourway, which is absolutely beautiful, really, really lovely. And I got a blue mini to go with mine. And I really would like to make the Wigget Socks, which is a pattern by Nancy Wheeler. And she kind of made it with a group of us in mind, and our trip to Ironbridge to the Woolly Retreat last year. And so yeah, I want to make the Wigget Socks with the Wigget yarn. So I'd like to cast that on once I finished my Coral Cove socks. These are going to be the next ones for me. Otherwise, I was given a lovely, lovely gift by some yarny friends when I was poorly. So, and I got this through the post. So there will be more acquisitions on the way, but I was gifted this gorgeous John Arbon Exmoor sock yarn, which I absolutely adore. This yarn, it's blowing out a little bit there, it's a bit darker than that in real life. And this is Dimity, it's 50 grams, and it is 90% wool, 60% is Exmoor Blueface, 20% Corriedale, 10% swart balls, and then it's got 10% nylon in it as well. But it is gorgeous, it smells amazing. So so I was given this, and also a lovely voucher with a gorgeous get well soon message. So thank you all, you know who you are. It was lovely and kind of you. So that was really nice. The other thing was my work colleagues also got me a voucher for Ida's House, which is a local to me yarn shop. So I've got more to spend in there as well. So I was completely spoiled, which was lovely. I also got some signature 4-ply. This is Peacock. And I got it really for my dad because he loves his Kingfisher socks so much. They're his favourite ones, hence why I made him another pair that I thought actually I'll make him some peacock ones as well. So that would be good for him. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to start spinning again. I haven't spun anything for quite some time on my wheel. And I was kind of having a little look at what I got, and I haven't actually got very much in, and the fibre that I was spinning just isn't really doing it for me colour wise at the moment. So I'm going to kind of stop that spin and get something else on the wheel. And I thought I need like a palette cleanser. And when I met up with Ali during Vlogmas, she gifted me a couple of her advents, her spinning advents, and these are from World of Wool, which is an amazing place to get fibre. If you don't know about it, go and check them out. And this is called Window Shoes. It's Icelandic wool and stellina. There you go, and there's the name there. Okay, so, and I pulled a bit out, so I've split it in half, so you get 50 grams in that little pouch, which was quite surprising. And this is the fibre. I'm hoping you can see some sparkle. It's daylight, so it's hard to see, but there's some lovely purples and teals with this lovely grey Icelandic base there. Beautiful. So yeah, so after I've spoken to you and I've had a bit of a rest, maybe a lie down for half an hour, I'm going to sit at my wheel and yeah, sniff fibre and get that on the bobbin. So I think that's everything. Is there anything else I should have told you? Probably. I always finish these and think, oh yeah, I wish I'd have said that. And it sounds like the bunnies are waking up. If you can hear some scurrying, I think they're in their hay box. So they're waking up as well. They'll be wanting some snacks in a minute. So I will say goodbye for now. Thank you so much for joining me and coming back if you've waited for me this long. Thank you so much for all the lovely messages. I did get messages, I got emails asking if I was okay, and I am absolutely fine. I'm on the mend, and I'm glad to be back. So right, I will see you next time, hopefully next month, where I'll have some more finished objects for you and more works in progress. Until then, let me know what you're working on, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.